And welcome back. Well, now that we know the main difference between the finals and the stages that we had previously, especially what is regarding the pitch, and I just would like to again underline this, that in the next 60 hours, you will be working on choosing the best three teams by using the same process that we had before. But there's going to be a slight difference. It's that when we have those top three teams, there'll still be a battle at the final showdown in front of the grand jury. And one thing that we wanted to note, and I think we forgot to mention to this, it is that this grand jury will be actually composed out of experts from the field of smart cities and people who actually work in the cities, and not as much as in the technical background. But again, more information that will also follow in the on Discord. So now that we are ready to kick off the finals of World Data League, let's roll the video of the next topic. And the topic has been revealed: noise pollution. It is a bit of a different topic than air pollution, and we will get into that in a bit, why it is important. But first, and as usual, we'll give you a really brief overview of what is this challenge. And well, one thing to note, it is that noise pollution can be a source of a lot of different health issues. And even though a lot of times we don't think about it, but it can create an increase of heart problems, hearing loss, stress, and others. A good example of that, it's if you take the elderly population, for example, they already have a more disturbed, for example, sleep. And if there is more outer noise, then they would wake up easily and will have probably bigger health problems. And in this challenge in particular, when we're going to be looking at noise, we're going to be looking at nightlife noise or nightlife entertainment noise. That's the ones that you hear on the street when you go out in bars or clubs and whatnot. And what we want as a goal is to predict the noise levels in the nightlife of a city. And which one in particular? That's the city of Torino, Italy, which has been investing a lot into the research and use of noise IoT devices to measure the noise in the nightlife. What do we look here at, or what do we want as an outcome? First, we want to predict the noise in recreational nightlife, and especially to predict any kind of outliers that might happen. Then number two, it's study the feasibility of predicting the complaints related to noise levels. You will also have a data set with complaints from the local police. And number three, it's to suggest a framework of how these models could be integrated into the city's decision-making process. So how could we take the model that you come up with, and how can it be useful for actually the city itself? And as the data set, we're actually going to be focusing on one part of Torino, which is famous for its nightlife. It's the San Salvario district. And you will have several data sets, such as the presence of people, which is taken from a telecommunication company, which can track how many people are in a certain location, or from Wi-Fi data. You will also have access to noise levels since 2016, if I'm not mistaken, to what different businesses exist there, weather data, and some other data sets. Torino has also been doing a really, really great job in having a good open data portal. So you can also find many more data sets there. And as you can see, this is quite an interesting challenge, but I would like just to add some tips and tricks here. So first, be creative in your solution, especially technically.
because this is where I think the creative solutions will be able to stand out in comparison to other solutions. Consider the business constraints. Again, I think we talked about this over and over, but just think about what is possible and what is not possible for a certain city to do. Don't try to chase all the rabbits. And I think this one is very important. So you will see that you will get a lot of data. You will have a lot of different outcomes that we are looking for. You don't necessarily need to make the most perfect thing for everything, but rather try to give first this kind of basic solution that we always talk about. Work as a team, especially when in 60 hours of work, you will really need to distribute your workload very well. And one thing that is also important is explain your decision and make your model explainable. Again, I think we talked about this many times, but every time you're going to present a machine learning model to a city, I think they will still also need to understand what are the driving factors behind that prediction, because perhaps there's something that can be changed in order to improve a certain situation, or in this case, the noise levels. And then at the end, think about how does this model fit into the big picture of the city. So these are some of the tips and tricks that we want to leave with you. As a quick reminder, we will be posting a lot of different things on Twitter and LinkedIn. So if you want to follow us, or if anyone who is not participating in the final wants to follow us, please do feel free. You can use the hashtag World Data League to kind of post also anything that you would like that you're seeing. And yeah, Discord is there always for any questions that you might have. And now we're going to go into the fireside chat right after a small commercial break. But just one reminder, it's that in this fire chat, we're going to have Enrico, who is, he will introduce himself in a bit. I won't ruin the surprise. But we will be talking about the context of the challenge and why is it important, why noise is important. And don't forget that some of the evaluation criteria are related not just to the technical part, but also to the business and product and the impact. And this would be a really good opportunity to ask any questions that you might have regarding the context of this problem itself. And I think that's pretty much it. So see you in a couple of minutes with Enrico by my side so we can chat a bit.